Are you one of the many people waiting for interest rates to drop before buying or selling your house? Here's the thing, that wait could cost you tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. In this video, I'll explain why right now might be the smartest time to make a move and how you can actually come out ahead even in this market of high interest rates. So if you've been thinking about buying or selling, especially if you've been thinking about holding off your purchases or you're selling of your home, I encourage you to stay with me for a little longer. I promise you'll find whatever I have to say very informative. And if not, let me know in the comments below and I will do better next time. My name is Danholm and I'm a real estate broker here in Central Florida. And my aim is to be your trusted guide to the Central Florida real estate market. So whether you're buying your first home, upgrading, downgrading, making investment decisions, my goal is to help you make smart, confident, and informed decisions. Today, I'm going to talk about the Fed's recent rate cut, what it means for you as a homeowner, home seller, home buyer, and why waiting on rates to drop even more could be a costly mistake. So let's talk about the Fed's December rate cut, what it means for you as a homeowner, as a home buyer. Let's start with the basics first of all. The Federal Reserve, they cut interest rate yesterday by a quarter percentage point. And that means that borrowing money, for instance, like on a mortgage, could get a little cheaper. And I say could because it doesn't necessarily affect borrowing rates, but it should affect borrowing rates. But here's the catch. They also announced something that was a lot more significant, because what they said was they were only going to see 2 more rate cuts next year. And just a few months ago, they were saying that they wanted to do 6 rate cuts in 2025. So we're going from expecting rates to drop by maybe 1 to 2 percentage points next year to probably the next 12 months unchanged rates or very little change in the interest rate. Because if the Feds are not cutting their rates, it's very unlikely that rates are going down. So you might be thinking, but shouldn't I wait till rates go even lower? Well, first of all, right now, it doesn't seem like rates are going to go lower for a very long time. So if you're thinking of this like holding your breath, you're going to hold your breath until you pass out if you wait for the rates to drop. And there's a reason why you shouldn't as well, because this could actually hurt your wallet a lot more than it would help it. Because waiting can actually cost you thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, maybe even $100,000. Because when rates drop, home prices go up. So and vice versa, usually when rates go up, home prices drop. What's been really interesting the last 12 to 24 months is rates have gone up compared to what they were before, but house prices have not come down. So there's nothing to indicate that house prices will come down if rates go up. So there's no need to wait for that if you're a cash buyer, and vice versa. We do know from the last time interest rates were pretty low that people go bonkers and they buy right or left because money is cheap. So we know for a fact that if rates drop, home prices will rise. And demand in Central Florida is already high. So if we get a rate drop, it'll be even higher. And we still have a very low number of homes for sale. The inventory, as we say, is very low. So when rates drop, more buyers will get into the market. And that means we get back to the bidding wars and the higher prices, and houses that today might cost $400,000 could cost you $450,000, $475,000, $500,000, or whatever, something like that. So of course the rate might be a little bit lower, but you're still paying a higher price for the home, which means that you have a bigger mortgage, and you most likely, even despite the lower interest rates, have higher monthly payments. And you might have to overpay for your house. It's very likely you have to pay more than it's actually worth just to get the house, because everybody wants to buy when money is cheap. So why pay more later when you can buy now? I don't see the logic in that. And I hope that you agree with me. If not, let me know in the comments, please. And here's the thing also, if you're buying now, you're locking in the purchase of your house price. You might pay a little bit more in interest than you were anticipating. But the thing is, you cannot go back and rebuy your house if house prices change or whatnot. But you can always go back and refinance your loan if rates drop. So if you buy now and you truly think that rates will drop in 2 years, all you have to do is refinance. So rather than paying $50,000 to $100,000 more for your home in 2 years' time or 1 year's time, you might pay $3,000 to $4,000 for a refinance, which is a lot cheaper than overpaying for your house. Because refinancing usually is pretty cheap compared to overpaying for your house. So buying now and refinancing later is definitely the smarter move here. And right now, you have pretty good negotiation power, because even though we in most of Central Florida are still in a seller's market, it's a slow seller's market, and rates are steady, and it takes a little longer to sell homes than it did earlier. So you have and you don't have as many buyers competing for the same home as we used to. We don't get these crazy situations where we have 24, 50 offers in a day or two. That gives you, as a buyer, a lot more negotiation power to get a better deal. Whether that better deal is a lower price, some seller concessions, or maybe some other perks that might be useful for you. And one thing that's really interesting right now is, because of this announcement that interest rates are not going to change in the next 12 months, it is very likely that builders are going to panic and start giving away all sorts of perks and all sorts of upgrades and all sorts of incentives to buyers in the next couple of months just to get their inventory sold. And if you wait and in the rates actually do drop later and the market as a consequence heats up, you will lose all that advantage. And believe it or not, the same thing really applies if you're selling. Because think about it this way: if you're selling a home and waiting for rates to drop so you can sell at a higher price, what's going to happen to the price of the home you're buying? If you're buying a home, especially if you're upgrading, but even if you're downsizing, the price of the home you're buying is also going to go up. So whatever you gain on your sale, most of it or all of it or more of it, depending on which way, if you're going sideways, up or down, you're probably going to pay a lot of that money back into your next home. So you're really not gaining anything by waiting. So, and then add to that, if you're waiting, not just the rising prices because of the interest rates going down, potentially, if they do, you're also battling the normal rising prices, because even in this relatively steady house prices, most people anticipate house prices going up by 3 to 6% next year. So if you're buying a $400,000 home, that home will be $12,000 to $24,000 more expensive in 12 months' time. And that's without adding any sorts of influence of a lower interest rate. So selling now will allow you to take advantage of today's pretty good prices, and you'll keep more money in the pocket for your next move. And when you go to the buy side of this transaction, when you're buying your next home, you will have a pretty good negotiation power. So what they always said, which is the biggest cliche in real estate, I think, makes maybe second only to location, marry the house, not the rate. And what that means in reality is finding the right home that fits your needs and budget right now. Don't let the interest rates or the market hold you back, because no matter what, these things are only temporary. A home is a long-term investment in your life and your lifestyle and in your family and your future. Rates will change, but your home is where you'll create memories and build equity. That's the reality. So, and let's talk about what it really could cost you to wait. So I've done a little bit of math on this. So let's do this as a real life example. So maybe today you find a home here in Central Florida at $400,000, and you can get a 6.5% interest rate. I know if you're watching today that it's probably more like 7%, but I had to do this a few days ago. So your monthly mortgage payment would be about $2,528. So if you wait and rates drop to 5.5%, that same home will most likely cost you $450,000, and the monthly payment would be $2,561. So even though the rate is lower, you're actually paying more per month because the price of the home went up. And that example doesn't even take into consideration the general house price. That's only assuming everything is the same, that no general house increase in house prices. So that difference adds up a lot over the lifetime of the loan. Plus, whenever you're refinancing in the years to come, you're refinancing $50,000 more than you would have if you bought now. So you'll always be behind, so to speak. So let's try to bring this a little bit closer to home, quite literally, because in Central Florida, our market is fairly unique. Between the beautiful weather, the attractions, the steady population growth, our excellent economy, the demand for homes is not going anywhere in this part of the world. So if you're a buyer, no matter what, if you want to live here and you want to own a home, now is the time to find the right home before the competition heats up again. And if you're a seller, you need to move to a more suitable home than the one you're in right now. You need to take advantage of the motivated buyers, because buyers are still pretty motivated here, even though they do have a little more of an advantage than they did before. But like I said, when you go and have sold your home and you come to the buy side, you will be on that. You will have that advantage too. So it is, in my opinion, a win-win if you act right now. So if you're on the fence, I would say don't let fear and guesswork about the future or hesitation hold you back. The best way to navigate this market is with a pretty solid plan. So if you want to talk about your options, talk about your goals, and figure out how you can make today's market work for you specifically, my contact information is in the description below, and I would really love to hear from you. I would also love to hear from you in the comment section, especially if you disagree with me, or even if you agree with me, I would like to hear. But anything you can do to help me make my next video better, that would be great. Whether that's about my lightning or my or what I say or how I say it, any comment would be helpful. I also like to hear if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, but you feel unsure because of the interest rates. What is your actual biggest concern right now? What is holding you back from moving to the home that's more suitable for your needs right now? So if you could, please drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's talk about what is holding everybody back. And one more time, if you find this video helpful, please give it a like and share it with someone who might need it. And also, if you could, maybe hit that subscription button and the little notification bell. I try to post regular updates on my channel here to help you stay informed and confident. So if you have that notification bell clicked, you'll get a little notification whenever I upload the next video, and you will be able to stay informed about the market. And it would help me a lot if you comment on this thing as well. So thank you so much for spending time with me today. I hope this video gave you some clarity about the Fed's rate cut and what you can expect for the next 12 months, and why right now is the right time. And even though this is one of the biggest cliches in real estate, I will repeat it again: marry the house, not the rate. See you in the next video. Until then, take care and happy house hunting. Bye for now.